Welcome to Scotch Plains, New Jersey. This is Comcast Cable, Channel 34, Scotch Plains Television. Your town, your TV.
Good evening. Would I ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Star Spangled Banner.
Please be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School's 2006 commencement. Seated behind me are members of the Board of Education. These people have worked tirelessly to provide our students with a quality education. Also in the audience are representatives from the Scotch Plains and Fanwood Councils. I would also like to recognize the presence of many faculty members here this evening. All of these people have contributed to the quality of our schools in some way. I thank all of them for being here this evening. Many Americans are not hopeful about today's rising generation for which the class of 2006 are members. They assume the next group of young people will follow the same path as baby boomers and Generation X. These trends would indicate selfishness, more profanity, more apathy about politics, more crime, violence, and social decay. I know differently in observing and interacting with the class of 2006 over the last 4 years. Neil Howe and William Strauss, authors of Millennials Rising, The Next Generation, also know that you are destined for greatness. You are members of the millennial generation. According to Howe and Strauss, you are unlike any other youth generation in living memory. You are more numerous, more affluent, better educated, and more ethnically diverse. You are exhibiting a wide array of positive social habits that older Americans no longer associate with youth, such as teamwork, modesty, and good conduct. Howe and Strauss argue that your generation will rebel by behaving not worse, but better. They predict that your mission will be not to tear down old institutions that don't work, but to build up new ones that do. Your generation will challenge many of the assumptions about young people. Here are some of the misconceptions regarding your generation. You are pessimists. You are self-absorbed, distrustful, rule breakers, neglected, and lack intelligence. In fact, surveys indicate that you are more upbeat about the world than your parents. You are constantly gravitating towards group activities. Most teens say that they have a trusting relationship with their parents. Over the last 10 years, crime among your age groups has dropped dramatically. Your days are generally more structured than any other youth generation in history, and you are more intelligent than previous generations. These positive attributes will be needed as you face some of the greatest challenges of any generation. Thomas Friedman, author of The World is Flat, writes that the main challenge of your parents' generation came from countries practicing extreme communism. Some of your challenges will come from those same countries that are now practicing extreme capitalism. Billions more people will challenge you in many different ways. The same factors that have over 3 billion people striving for a middle-class lifestyle has also helped to foster terrorism in the world. The small can act very big today and pose serious danger to world order. These and other challenges are possibly why Howe and Strauss refer to the millennials as the next great generation. As Thomas Friedman writes, the challenges you face will require you to become the generation of strategic optimists, the generation with more dreams than memories, the generation that wakes up each morning and not only imagines that things can be better, but also acts on that imagination every day. Your class has 318 members that have completed the requirements for graduation. Of that, 95% will be attending college or technical school next year. 1% will seek employment, and there are 4% who have indefinite plans. It has been a true pleasure to be your principal, and I wish all of you success. It is now my pleasure to introduce Cleo Chow, the valedictorian of the class of 2006.
Good evening, Dr. Heisey, Mr. Braun, Dr. Choi, members of the Board of Ed, teachers, family, friends, and the class of 2006. Once upon a time, we were in kindergarten and we wrote on wide-lined paper. Now we are graduating high school and we write on Shakespeare. Everything happened during these 13 years. We grew, made friends, learned, laughed, and cried. Each of us has our own memory to treasure from these years, but we will be united by the common experience that we had in the Scotch Plains-Fanwood School District and community. Whether you like school or not, I think you have to agree that the class of 2006 rocks. Personally, I think I could not have had better classmates. Our class is so special because we connected with each other. With a positive and open-minded spirit, we all worked together in school to accomplish great academic tasks, and then outside of school, we all hung out together. Remember when we formed one big circle and danced together to Journey at the senior prom? That is what the senior class of 2006 is. We lived these years together. Starting tomorrow, we will go our separate ways. We will still look out for each other, but we will be individuals as we work towards our dreams and goals. Beginning tomorrow, we start anew. As Stevie Wonder said, you can't base your life on other people's expectations. Don't settle for what you were in high school. Become who you really want to be. That's the #1 lesson they have been trying to teach us these 13 years. And as we go on as individuals, be brave. Tupac once said, "Reality is wrong. Dreams are for real." When you realize your dreams, do not forget your true self. Bob Marley had it right when he said, "Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold." We need to thank our teachers, family, and friends for bringing us to where we are as of this evening, but I hope by the time we next meet as a whole, we will need to thank ourselves for making our lives what we wish them to be. Now, I would like to give out a shout out to the Scotch Plains-Fanwood class of 2006. These 13 years were the best, and I love you.
Now I'd like to introduce Ron Palajawala, the Salutatorian of the class of 2006.
All right, you guys are going to have to bear with me. I have a lot to say. I've never heard myself from so many different places before, though, I must say. How about another round of applause for Cleo? That was a great speech. All right. Hello and good evening, everyone. Dr. Choi, Dr. Hayes, Mr. Russo, Dr. Heisey, Mr. Braun, Mr. Upperman, administrators, parents, friends, and family. And of course, a special greeting to you, Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School's class of 2006. How you guys feeling? All right. Now, just to begin, I think there were about 500 of you that asked me for shout-outs, so here's a shout-out to anybody that asked for one. Now, in preparing something to say tonight, I started with almost no direction. I began with only the knowledge of this tremendous honor that I had to fulfill. Not just to give a speech, but to appear as a representative of what is perhaps the most talented, intelligent, and simply the most excellent class that this school has ever seen. I'd like to start by thanking the three most influential people in my own life, my mother, father, and younger brother. They have provided me with a home, with advice, and with strength to proceed. I would not be here without them. Yet on that note, I'd also like to thank all of the fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, guardians, cousins, aunts, uncles, mentors, coaches, and teachers, and all those who have helped shape the lives of the 300+ students sitting before me. Whether they're seated here today or living their lives somewhere else, these people have all done an admirable job in creating such fine young adults. Thank you. Fine young adults is truly what you have all become. I can still remember the days of elementary school when our teachers would have us gather in the gym to listen to a speaker who'd discuss drug abuse or overcoming hardships. And whatever the subject, it seemed as if the central message was always make the right choice. Yet now I think we can say we've reached that stage. By sitting here in front of me, you've all made the right choice and the best choice. It's a little frightening though, isn't it? The future, a little overwhelming. I guess it's because the next step was always paved for us. After third grade, we went to fourth. After middle school, we went to high school. Yet over the past few months, we've been faced with the choice of going to college or seeking employment or just finding something else to pass the time. Of course, it's going to be overwhelming, but I think that's what we've been working for. That's what's driven us since kindergarten. Because what is before us now is, in fact, not an overwhelming array of choices that frighten us. It's opportunity. Opportunity is what lies before us, and opportunity is what those diplomas grant us. It's not a burden, but a gift, and we should all take hold of it. I've no doubt that along the way to the future, there will be those around you trying to hold you back. I've come to learn that such people are merely envious or competitive, nothing more. Two good friends of mine, David Ginsburg and Joshua Green, together with me, once coined the phrase, "forget the haters," in not so many words. I hope that as you progress in life, that all of you will forget the haters, as they are merely there to try and stop you from becoming the triumphant men and young men and young women you are destined to become. And as I look out this evening over this wonderful pool of students, I see everything anyone could ask for. I see brilliance, I see talent, I see humor, I see athleticism, I see potential, I even see good fortune. I see 300+ students, but I see one class. That, I believe, is the greatest attribute of this group of students. Together, we were able to tear down barriers and unify into one group. Together, collectively, we have not only met every requirement for graduation, we've gone so far and above them. Now, in discussing the togetherness of this class, it is only appropriate to address someone who, for me, and probably most of you, has been by my side from kindergarten through our senior year. As a leader, she was a guiding light. As a mentor, she always knew what to do, and as a friend, she was always looking out for us. Without her, the past 13 years in this district would not have been as enjoyable nor as fulfilling. I'd like to wish Dr. Choi a merry retirement and all the best in the future. Thank you. Now, as I begin to close, I'd like to touch upon the idea of success. Growing up, we always heard what others felt success was. Success is happiness. Success is a family. Success is a large bank account. But in considering success, I don't understand how we can let others define it for us. So for some of you, success may be having that top-notch job or having a great family. Success may be working hard, or success may be sitting on the couch. Success can only be defined inwardly, and I know that if each of you seeks for it, you can all achieve it. All of you should refuse not to succeed, because success starts today and will always be at your side. So what more can be said to the tremendous class of 2006? Well, I of course like to thank you for listening. I know it wasn't easy. As we prepare to speed away to the future, I hope you never forget the friends, memories, and achievements we found in the past 4 years. Honestly, each one of you deserves to be up here because each one of you has contributed to this class. You are all leaders in your own regards. I step down from this podium more confident than ever that nothing will stop this class from succeeding and making an impact on the world. The future is here and the future is ready. Ready for the outstanding Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School class of 2006. Congratulations to you all. Thank you, and have an awesome future. You deserve it. 06 TIYM!
I'll just leave it here.
Now my pleasure to introduce the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Tom Russo. Thank you. We used to have, or in previous years, this stage was further up on the football field. We had a nice view of the mountains, and I was going to say, Dr. Heisey, I think I can see your house from here. But, now the trees are in the way, so. But we still are close to the mountains, and I do want to thank you, Dr. Heisey, and your staff for presenting such a dynamic class, and tell you that as we are here close to the awe-inspiring Watchung Mountains. Many years ago when I was a student, after every football game we would sing the alma mater. And I won't do any singing for you tonight, but well, the first lines were, "Close beside the Watchung Mountains stands our school so dear. All our closing years of childhood we have spent them here." A great unknown local songwriter changed the lyrics and created a parody that started, "Half a mile from Fanwood's oak tree and Alfonso's pies stands our massive alma mater, Scotch Plains-Fanwood High." Well, I guess very few people would have predicted that the mighty Fanwood oak would be gone and Alfonso's would survive. But there it is. Even when big things change, there will be small things to remain the same, to stir your memories of this, your home. Someday you'll have a reunion. You'll come back here to a turf field and a school without textbooks and many other innovations. But some things are likely to remain. Dr. Heisey and Mr. Braun will greet you with their long gray beards to preserve your connection to your alma mater. After today, you are alumni. I hope you'll consider joining your alumni association, maybe buying a brick to put in the walkway to further preserve your connection to home. Dr. Heisey and I actually have, I think, the same speechwriter. The great English poet Lord Byron said, "The days of our youth are the days of our glory." That was true for him, certainly, because he died at 36. But a lot of people have made their marks early in life. And I'm an old guy, obviously, so I'm not necessarily talking about Tupac or LeBron or Jessica or Brittany. I'm talking about people like Byron and Keats and Shelley, Einstein, who developed many of his great theories when he was very young, and even Alexander the Great, who conquered the known world while still in his 20s. You haven't reached those heights yet, but you will. We do expect you to conquer the world in a figurative sense, and we think you're well on your way. We've seen what you've done, seen what you've accomplished in athletics, in academics, in music, in helping your community in many other ways. Obviously, we're very proud of you. But know as you go forward, as Dr. Heisey said, you will not be without critics. I picked up a literary magazine the other day, and in it I found an article challenging young people to an essay contest. The premise was this: older folks say that young people today are wild, they're self-absorbed, they listen to offensive music, they live for the moment with no concern for the future, they're into provocative dances, they have no faith, they're an immoral generation. It says, write an essay defending your generation. Now, I know with your talents, each of you could do a fine job answering those questions. But unfortunately, you would not be eligible for the contest prize because the contest ended in the spring of 1925. The magazine was in an antique shop. It referred not to your generation or even mine, but to those young people who would become your great-grandparents. A few years later, they would lead the world through a Great Depression and World War and later be called the greatest generation. Yet as youths like you, they were subjected to this scathing criticism. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Just as they were criticized, so you will be. But don't be offended. Let that criticism be your motivation. You can be the next greatest generation. We've seen what you can do. We've seen what you've done to raise money for thousands of dollars for tsunami relief, Hurricane Katrina victims, and for cancer research. You saw a need, and rather than saying, somebody should do something about that, you did something about it. Now it's your turn to do more. Go out there and do the research. Cure cancer, AIDS, Alzheimer's disease, all the other scourges in our society, and do it in your lifetime. If possible, please achieve these great accomplishments in time to help your parents. We're confident that you can do these things. You will defeat world hunger, global warming, even terrorism. And hopefully you'll do it with reason and understanding rather than firepower. Make us even prouder of you than we are today. But don't wait, get to work. The days of your youth are the days of your glory, and someday when you return for that reunion, you and your friends can reminisce about what you accomplished here, what you've accomplished since, and what your great generation has accomplished for the world. You will have made lives to be proud of, and I know that many of you will be in our Alumni Hall of Fame. I want to thank you in advance, on behalf of the Board of Education, for letting us be a small part of your great achievements, and I leave you with these words to paraphrase Mark Twain. 20 years from now, you will be far more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. Truer words were never spoken, so go for it. Enjoy life, have fun, but don't forget to call your parents. Also graduating with the class of 2006 is our superintendent, Dr. Carol Choi.
Good evening, Dr. Heisey, Mr. Russo, members of the Board of Education, faculty, family, friends, and members of the awesome class of 2006. I have also watched the class of 2006 with pride over the last 13 years. As a matter of fact, many of you began your school years in kindergarten the same year I came to Scotch Plains-Fanwood as superintendent, while some of you joined the class in subsequent years. But I want you to know that you have all held a very special place in my heart as I watched you grow into the successful young adults I see before me today. I want you to know that I've always been proud of each and every one of you, and so too your parents, teachers, and our communities have been proud of your accomplishments. How very proud you made us as you excelled in the classrooms and in academic competitions, reaching for the stars and being accepted into a variety of outstanding colleges and universities. How proud we all are of your athletic field accomplishments, whether they were on the fields, on the court, in the pool, always bringing championship and recognition to our district. How proud we were of you watching your performances in Les Mis, in West Side Story, and 42nd Street. How proud we all were of you in the marching band, in the Moonglowers, and other instrumental groups, as well as the choruses. You always entertained us so beautifully, and tonight was no exception. How proud we all were of your writing, poetry, and publications, whether it was in the Fanscotian, Cullman, or the Muse. how proud we were of those of you who participated during your junior year in the Achieve Your Potential program. You each learned that you could do better if you believed in yourself, and your successes in that program have made the way possible for future classes to have that program that helped you and them pass the HSPA and to achieve your potential. Well done. How proud we were watching you showcase your fine arts and technical art talents in art exhibits, film festivals, and on SPTV 34. We were especially proud of your service to the communities of Scotch Plains and Fanwood, where the class of 2006 has stood out as generous, kind, and giving. Through your many clubs and extracurricular activities, you raised awareness, you raised money, and modeled tolerance and giving. Your class raised money not only for tsunami relief, but for cancer research through SMAC's Relay for Life and support of the Emmanuel Cancer Foundation by your movie night. You prepared backpacks for the high school students in Pearlington, Mississippi after Hurricane Katrina. You held a carnival for the children of soldiers serving in Iraq. You raised awareness throughout the school community through the initiatives of the Diversity Council. You truly made a difference, both at Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School and in our communities, by your hard work and your acts of kindness. I want to share a story with you that exemplifies how I see your class defined. It is entitled, Making a Difference. Many of you may know this story. One day, a man walking along a sandy beach where hundreds of starfish had washed up on the shore. He noticed a boy in the distance picking them up one by one and gently throwing them back into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "What are you doing?" The boy explained that he was returning the starfish to the sea. The man challenged him. "There are too many. It can't possibly make a difference." And that boy picked up another starfish. He threw it into the ocean and said with a smile, "It made a difference to that one." Graduates, it is my sincere belief that each of you has made a difference in some way by your hard work, your talents, your skills, and your personal commitment. I challenge you to continue making that difference. I shall always remember you as the best class, the class with seniors who made a difference and will continue to do so. Seniors, as you walk across the stage and receive your diploma, it will be my pleasure to shake your hand and present you with a small starfish. I hope that this starfish will always serve as a reminder of my challenge to you. No matter where life takes you, you always be the one to make a difference. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I know that you have the courage, work ethic, intelligence, and strong foundation to follow your dreams. After all, you are the awesome class of 2006. Mr. Russo and members of the Board of Education, I certify that the 318 seniors receiving their diplomas here this evening have met all the requirements as dictated by the statutes of the state of New Jersey and the policies and bylaws of the Scotch Plains-Fanwood Board of Education. Dr. Heisey and members of the Board of Education, I am proud to present to you the Scotch Plains-Fanwood High School Class of 2006. Graduates, will you please stand to be recognized by the board?
Okay, we will now prepare to issue diplomas. You may be seated. I have the pleasure to read the first name, the president of the class of 2006, Justine S. Brown.
Our senior class vice president, Troy Anthony Morgan. Senior class secretary, Melissa Marie Setti. Senior class treasurer, Mario F. Leon. Cleo Cho. Ronak V. Palajawala. Faye B. Kara Allison Brass. Oh my gosh. Michelle Nicole Calvo. Caitlin Ann Delaney. Kristen A. Kersey. Nicholas B. Mondi. Ian Skylar Walker. Katarina G. Wong. Allison Michelle Abbott. Stephanie Abrantes. Kenneth Acosta. Congratulations. Claudia Agnes Ahiabor. Ayana Akbar. Christine Albanese Demare. Saeed I. Albana. James Alfano. Michelle Teresa Alleman. Saif Aldeen Faiz Alzubaye. Jeffrey N. Anisi. Daniel Appel. Nikki Owady. Colleen Mary Baines. Clayton Balch. Anthony Michael Baliatico. Justin Bance. Robert David Barker. Candace Takia Barnes. Jasmine S. Barty. Jennifer Leslie Bauer. Jeffrey S. Bell. Lauren Benavengo. Cheryl Begiai. Stephen L. Beto. Marisa Bianco. Daniel M. Bodenstein. Sarah Francis Baffa. Michael R. Bonacom. Elizaveta Borchstein. William R. Bowman Jr. Jermaine Walter Boykin. Dorier D. Broswell. Samantha Lauren Brokaw. Chantel G. Brooks. Gregory T. Bruno. Christopher Bryson. Smile, Bryson. Daniel H. Bug. Krista Bujnowski. Courtney Nicole Burke. Robert B. Burke, Jr. You and your name. Nehemiah James Bernie Porter.
Congratulations, James.
Nellie H. Caballero.
Congratulations, Nelly.
Peter Cacciatolo.
He made it. He made it. He made it. Congratulations, Peter.
Matthew Canfield.
Canfield.
Julianne C. Carmen.
Congratulations, Carmen. You're here.
Maxwell William Caro.
Congratulations, Maxwell.
Erica Ray Casey.
Congratulations, Erica.
Joseph Robert Separulo. Corel M. Chavis.
Coral.
Derek H. Chen.
Chen, it's been an honor.
Yvonne Chen.
Congratulations,
Amy M. Shervignac. Samantha Chisholmore. Jared K. Schmelnick. Sue Jin Cho.
Congratulations, Sue.
Ashley Nicole Christmas.
You better wear them shades. Wear them.
Jessica Reed Churgan. Kayla Elizabeth Chickalees.
Chickatees.
Mark Anthony Secura.
Congratulations, Mark.
Deirdre Elizabeth Clark. Sarah Rebecca Cohen. Alarin Gregory C. Calantes.
Oh no.
Jennifer Colligan. Christopher E. Cooper. Robert V. Corson. John C. Cox.
Congratulations, John.
Athena Nicole Coit.
And there she is. Congratulations.
Danielle M. Crawford.
Congratulations, Danielle.
Erin Crawford. Jerome Cunningham.
You made it, baby Rome.
Michelle A. Dioria. Neil Dalal. Jack Davis. Robert Gerard Dawson.
Oh, my boo. Now you made me lose my spot and you messed up my thing.
Joshua Decker. Catherine Elizabeth Devlin. Brian Dickey. Jonathan F. DeFiore. Carolyn Gilday D. Prospero.
Christine S. DeTrolio. Aaron R. Dolliber. Megan P. Dominic. Kelly L. Dewar. Caitlin Rose Driscoll. Michelle Lauren Deserny. James Ducalo. Kristen Dyson. Danielle A. Egan. Brianna Marie Falco. Gabrielle I. Falco. I love it. Joseph Patrick Fallon. Matthew J. Ferrara. Charles Field. Stephanie Marie Figueroa. Craig Harris Fishbein.
Give me that hug.
Lindsay Fitzgerald. Dennis O. Fitzpatrick. Matthew Carl Christian Fleischner. Elizabeth C. Flood. Joseph M. Foote. Thomas Samuel Fortunato. Michael D. Frania. Shemaine Helen Ann Fritz. Daniel Fenari. Robert M. Gable. Raymond Keith Garcia. Derek Garrett Jr. Nicholas Giannacci. Melissa J. Gibbons. Andrew H. Gibson. David R. Ginsburg. Brian M. Glassett. Lavore Glover. Andrew Goldberg. Stacy Goldberg. Shannon Larissa Gomes. Ebony Christina Gonzalez. Congrats, Winnie. Victoria Gorbach. Jonathan Grana. Jeremy T. Grau. Joshua Abram Green. Jonathan Abram Greenspan. Kayla Guzman. Jessica N. Halloran.
Yes.
Sarah A. Halpern. Brian Halpin.
Help me!
Shannon Hauser. Matthew Lawrence Hazel. Carly H. Hines. Kristen Henkels. Justin Hensel.
Yeah, J baby.
Lauren Hercel. Gary Robert Herzberg. Patrina B. Hillman. Matthew S. Hirschhorn. Love you, man. Chelsea Lynn Holloway. Zachary T. Vizdak. Julie Michelle Hyman. Daniel M. Ingram. Vincent Ingracia. Christopher Jackson. Joseph Vincent Jacoby.
Jacoby!
Wait, Justine, you left your...
Elizabeth Jacobs.
Just take it off, man.
Catherine Polintan John. Sorry. Natasha Shantae Johnstone. Courtney E. Jones.
She made it too.
Courtney made it.
Justin J. Kaiser. Kelly Ann Caskew.
Kelly, put a smile on
Jonathan Edward Katz. Lonnie Amanda K. Krista Lauren Kazmirkovich. Megan A. Kelly. Richard Kakenwikes II. Bohei Kim. Elizabeth Kipping. Alexa A. Marie Knox. Danielle M. Koch. Melissa Kerner. Maria J. Kalakowska. Christopher M. Kolb. Caitlin Rosnick. David Adam Krugliak. Alexandra Marie Cook. Can I say it right? Brittany Eileen Lambros. Emily Margot Lane. Matthew Lavery. Caroline A. Leisure. Jessica Nicole Levine. Dana Beth Levinson. No? Okay. Robert Lewis. Gordon Alfred Lanau. Matthew Linsenberg. Andrew Ian Lipstein. No? Ricardo Lasojo. Andrew Lopez. Eric A. Lopez. Matthew J. Lowry. Rebecca Lundgren. Julie Elise Madden.
Julie
Alyssa W. Markovitz. Amy Martins. Brittany Elizabeth McDonald. Jessica Nicole McGarry. Brian Patrick McGrory. Rebecca McGuire. Adam McMahon. Ian C. McNally. David Mecca. Kelly Stephanie Meehan. Hallie E. Mintz. Travis Scott Morgan. Anthony P. Moscow. Lauren E. Moscow. Jeffrey Paul Mullen. Elijah S. Na. Anthony C. Nelson Jr. Michaela C. Nichols. Christopher Nielsen. Tara O'Brien. Jeffrey Ondeka. Michael Thomas O'Neill. Ashley Lauren Owens. Alberto Enrique Pinay. Alex Pardon Me. Catherine A. Pasica. Now to Melissa.
Devang V. Patel. Paolo Pellino. Laura Catherine Percoco. Jennifer Purley. Ronald A. Petty Jr.
Yellow!
Elaine Anastasia Piniat. Brian Christopher Plaguey. Danielle Catherine Porter.
Get it, Danielle, get it.
Brandon Charles Potter. Darrell Winston Presley. Michelle J. Protopopis. Edward D. Reagan.
10% Reagan.
Julie Marie Reed. Alexander Resnick.
Yeah, Resnick. Aladdin.
Christina Ann Reyes. Stephanie Ann Ricca. Kelly Ann Regano. Allison Rossi. Chelsea Margaret Sloan Rowe. Thomas M. Ruggieri. Michael Rusin. Dana E. Sachs. Julie Lauren Sagard. Malika Amina Saeed. Lydia Ruth Sams. Natalie Sanchez. Kara M. Sang. Samantha Savino. Gary Chardine.
Congratulations, Gary.
Michelle Schmitz.
Congratulations,
Catherine L. Schreiber. Tara Ann Skibeck.
Congratulations, Sam.
Amira Salim. Barry Shapiro. Jamel Andre Shepard.
Andre!
Timothy G. Shevlin. Leah Beth Siegel. Megan Elizabeth Silk. Randolph McAllister Smith. Joanna Marie Snodgrass. Jason Souza. Steven Spagnolo.
Magnatius.
Ronald Stein.
Steinberger.
Mark Stifler. Justin N. Stoll.
Congratulations, Justin.
Joel Strauss.
Congratulations, Joel.
Gabrielle Streep.
Go Street.
Jane Marie Strobel.
Yes, Janie. Just Janie.
Rashawn K. Strong.
Are those for me?
Robert C. Talmo. Samuel D. Tepper. Arthur Maurice Thomas III. Jason V. Thompson. Catherine Ann Thompson.
Congrats, Kat. Congrats, Kat.
Karen A. Tofolo. Nicholas John Turner. Shanice Charisse Turner. Catherine Van Hastren. Robert Douglas Ventura.
Bravo, baby! Bravo!
Thomas James Ventura.
Tumbo!
Stephen R. Volker.
Michael!
Michael J. Walker. Emily Walden. Dana Warren. Laura Elizabeth Asher Webb.
Congratulations,
Colin Weber.
C-Web!
Matthew Thomas Weddleson.
Weddles!
Brian M. Williams.
Congratulations, Brian.
Tariq J. Williams.
Brother Darkness! Brother Darkness! Brother Darkness.
Andrew Wong.
Congratulations, brother. Congrats, Petey.
Matthew Paul Weist.
Weist has arrived. Weist has arrived.
David L. Wyatt Jr.
Yes, Mr. Wyatt.
Sean Young.
Huggy Bear, baby! I told you I was going to give you a pump, brother, man. I got you, man.
Anastasia Zabalatneva.
Zabalat Neva.
Joshua Adam Zinman. Jessica A. Zuber. Guinevere Marie Zucker.
The last Z.
Derek Lee Zidalis.
That's the last Z, baby.
What better way to introduce the president of the class of 2006, Justine Brown.
Good evening, Dr. Troy, Dr. Heisey, Mr. Braun, Mr. Upperman, PTA members, teachers, and all other staff, family, friends, but most importantly, my fellow class of 2006. I don't wish to keep you waiting any longer because, as we all know, our nerves are getting stronger. So walk out the door and say goodbye to Scotch Plains-Fanwood, aka Spiffy High. Whether it be from teachers, family, peers, or friends, we've all received some form of advice, and I want to add just a little bit more to your life. No matter where you go or what you do, someone will say or do something that somehow affects you. The class of 2006 may not realize it, but we are the class that this description best fits. From construction in middle school, which meant heavy class rotation, to the unfortunate 9/11 tragedy, that opened our eyes to problems within our nation. From the alteration of our old Raider head to the new SATs with an essay which some of us did dread. Let's not forget HESPAs, which for seniors used to mean sleeping late. And colleges that seemed so selective that even the best of us had to wait. And why is it that 06 is so hard to rhyme with? Yes, there's words like mix, kicks, and sticks, but let's be serious. The point is, as a class, we've had our fair share of trials and tribulations, but as a whole, we've achieved great expectations. When you go off into the world, don't let a little change hinder you from doing what it is that you want to do. Times will seem hard. People will judge you. Temptations may be great, and at times you may feel alone and not know what to do. But that's life, point blank, and with it comes hassles. Learn from it, grow, prosper. Congratulations, class of 2006. You are official alumni. You may now stand to your feet. Adjust your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. Once again, you really are kind of a big deal. Good luck. Good luck, God bless, and always keep it real. Thank you.
Look back there.